5 minutes of the show, I said, I think this Laker job is brutal. It's the only city in America that an NFL team and an NBA team in the same city, the NBA team is significantly more valuable, more important, more scrutinized, and more talked about. You turn on sports talk radio in Los Angeles, the Rams are in first place. It's December. It's Laker talk all day. It's like the Yankees in New York, except to a greater level. You got Magic in the building, Kobe's agent in the building, Jerry West in the building, Phil yesterday was in the building, LeBron's on the team in the building, all sorts of stories, nobody's listening. Here's what Steven Jackson said about Luke Walton, who, by the way, his team's one game out of first in the West.
It would be hard for me to play on that team and respect Luke Walton.
Why?
Because I played against him.
What does that mean?
I mean, he wasn't, I don't respect him. He won championships. If I was on Steve Kerr's coaching staff, he got hurt, and I coached that team.
Yeah.
Would I be a great coach? He got considered a great coach after that. I don't think he's a coach for that team. I think LeBron's doing all the coaching.
Oh, boy, I didn't like that at all. I love Steve didn't like that. Your interpretation of that?
I mean, let's go through the NBA and find who the great coaches are. Greg Popovich didn't play in the NBA, right? Brad Stevens didn't play Division I basketball. He played Division III basketball, I believe. Steve Kerr made a couple big shots with the Bulls, but even he would tell you, he averaged 6 points a game throughout his NBA career, right? What it takes to be a great coach. I actually think that Luke, having played for the Lakers, having played for Phil and worked with Steve Kerr, I actually think he has a lot of, and being the son of one of the all-time greatest players ever, I think it makes him more prepared for this job, which, as you properly put, there are so many chefs in that kitchen.
Oh, God.
It's amazing, right? You're trying to, how do I coach LeBron without ticking off LeBron or LeBron's guys? Plus, I got the LeVar thing, which is like a fifth or sixth story. You got Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson. And I can tell you, based upon the people I've talked to, LeBron has been completely engaged and respectful. The story that Windhorst put out there that he talked to a scout that said LeBron blew off some of the play calls is inaccurate. That never happened, not one single time. And by the way, the proof's in the pudding. They're playing far better basketball. They're more competitive more often. They're one game out of first.
They play hard, Doug. That's a sign. They play hard.
And LeBron seems to be bought into what Magic and he planned, which is, hey, the first three quarters, he really tries to move the basketball. He tries to play without the ball.
Yep.
And then when it's winning time, you know where I'm at. Give me the ball. Let's play as we've always played. And the other part of the philosophy, which so many people missed on, which you and I have discussed, is everybody said, why don't they go out and get shooters? Go out and get shooters. Do they eventually need to add a sniper or two when they're ready to compete with the Warriors, with the Rockets, with the Thunder? Absolutely. But they also wanted to see, hey, look, when LeBron got to the league, he wasn't a three-point shooter. When all these guys get there, they're all going to improve incrementally. So you put them with one of the greatest passing great players of all time, and you allow Josh Hart a third year in the league, Brandon Ingram a third year in the league. You allow Lonzo Ball to be better. They're all getting better. Look at Kyle Kuzma's numbers. In October and November, high 20s three-point shooting. In December, I think he's up to 38% three-point shooting. As they get comfortable and as they get more reps playing with LeBron James, they're going to shoot better. They grew organically from within, and then they're going to make some additions and subtractions in the offseason.
It's funny because I thought Luke was a little overhyped when he took the job. Fair. Now I think he's wildly undervalued. This is a fluid situation, but we both agree he's doing a remarkable job. There are daggers and knives and trouble everywhere in this landscape. All right, tonight we have as good an NFL game as you're going to get. Kansas City is hosting a Los Angeles Charger team that is missing their top two backs, but the third back can actually play. The Chargers have done an unbelievable job putting this roster together. It is stacked. In fact, it's got less holes than the Rams cross town. This feels like one of these games, Doug. It's like going to New Orleans on Monday night. It's just going to be too loud and too much stuff, and it's Kansas City's Super Bowl, doesn't it?
I don't think so. Well, I'll tell you why. I mean, we don't know. Melvin Gordon might play, might not play. Their expectations were him to not play, and he's going to warm up and see if he can go. But if he doesn't go, you got Justin Jackson, right? You know, Spencer Ware is out for...
Yeah, they have running back issues, too.
And they have Sammy Watkins is out. Like, it's a show. Look, the over-under on this game is only 53 points. Vegas does not think this is going to be the shootout that if these teams were at full strength, it could be.
I just said this to start the show today. He's got Andy Reid. He's got great pieces. Dorsey and others put together a good roster. Andrew Luck did it with nothing. Are we going a little overboard on the no-look pass Mahomes and the arm talent?
I don't know if Trent Dilfer said it on your show. He said it on my show. But my thing is, like, look, it runs counter to everything Andy Reid stands for. Andy Reid's gotten beaten in the playoffs at home because he's been too conservative. But there's a reason that old coaches are conservative, because they've lived through Brett Favre throwing across his body in the Superdome, right? They've lived through these moments where guys so we're celebrating passes. I talked to a general manager, that no-look pass, who the others have said Favre's thrown it. He's like, look, I've never seen that. I've never seen anybody do it in the game and do it that well. He threw another one, rolling to his left, back to his right, all the way across the field. No human being should be allowed to do that.
Right.
But when it's 15 degrees colder and the competition is better, can he get away with that? I don't know. That backyard football, it cost them at times at Texas Tech. Look, they didn't have a defense, but they don't have a defense here. And turnovers are the easiest thing to measure if a team wins or loses in the NFL, especially in the playoffs. And there is something to hey, is Pat Mahomes, because everybody's saying the no-look was awesome, all these passes are awesome, you get to January and try and do it, and it may cost your team a Super Bowl.
Listen, we've generally had in the history of the NFL, and if I can go back to when I was a kid, we've had this one quarterback in the league that is the great ad-libber. When I was in the 70s, it was Burt Jones at Baltimore. Nobody remembers Burt Jones.
No, I don't.
Number 7 for the Baltimore Colts.
Literally never heard that name.
Okay,
before.
no, Bart Jones was one of my favorite players. He was pre-Favre. Then there was Favre. Then there was Jeff George. They are ridiculous talents to the point where they're showing off a little.
Yes.
Like Favre, Jeff George.
Yes, guitar solo goes a little bit too long. Got it.
Yeah, and I feel that with Mahomes. It is a little show-off thing mechanism here. I get it. But I think we're going a little overboard. He has 7 turnovers and 2 losses in his 2 biggest games this year.
Look, neither team's at full strength. The Chargers, I think they're going to get Hunter Henry back for the playoffs.
That would be great.
They're going to get, Melvin Gordon will be healthy. They probably have an all-pro as a rookie in their defensive backfield.
Oh, Derwin James, a monster.
He's amazing. The Chargers could get home field advantage throughout
tonight
if they win and win out. It could, because remember, the Patriots play against the Steelers. The Patriots could very easily lose again. Like, it's not out of the question. This is a huge game. The Chargers lost 9 in a row, and no one thinks they're actually any good, even though if you watch, they've been really good.
Can you imagine the Chargers, Joy, hosting the AFC Championship in a soccer stadium?
Yes. And with fans with either brand new Chargers shirts be like, yeah, now we're a Charger fan, or really a road environment.
Insane.
It would just be, this is going to be on Fox tonight, a great game. Doug Gottlieb, awesome work, buddy. Coming up next.